Alright guys, how you doing? Now the new season has nearly kicked off. It's around this time of year I usually do my Premier League predictions video. I'm going to be making that very soon once the transfer window is nearly closed. But before all that, I've been sent a very important box. A top secret box. You can see here, inside, I've got a special key here and everything, is the Premier League script. Okay, made by the guys from BT Sport. I'm going to use the word script when I say this because we all know you can't really script football. We can predict football and we can say what we think could happen, but there's so many variables. However, the BT Sport guys are very clever. They've got the help of some other clever people as well, like Opta, lots of statistics to help predict what is going to happen in the Premier League. So I'm very excited to see what's inside this box. Where will West Ham finish? According to the BT Sport script, who will win the league, who will get relegated. It's not just the Premier League has been predicted. I've also predicted Champions League, Europa League as well. So without further ado, I'm going to open this box. I'm going to see what's inside and we're going to look at it together. Got a special BT Sport key here. Here we go. What is inside this box? Wowie woo-wah. This is what we're dealing with, guys. Okay, there's a little top note at the top. Little note at the top. It says, the twists, the turns, the ecstasy and the agony. The beautiful game cannot be written. Football is unscripted. Or is it? To put this to the test, we've commissioned some of the leading names in football data and analysis to script the upcoming season. By the way, take a look at this bad boy. Look at this. This is a proper document, okay? They've scripted the upcoming season. Now they're using leading data scientists and real-time sports analysis experts. Squawker. Obviously, you've got the data provided by Opta. It's all kinds of clever stuff being used. And I'm very interested in stats. I'm a stats-based guy, so I've got a lot of time for it. I don't think they're going to get it all right, just like I never get all my Premier League predictions right. Mine are done more from my own opinion and perspective, and you know, it's very unique to me, my predictions, and anyone else that does predictions, whereas these are more based on stats. It's a very, very detailed document. I'll leave a link in the description with the whole link to this, so you can check out everything that's in there, because there's no way I'm going to go through it all in one video. I'll just read you the headlines. So check out the link in the description if you want to know everything that's been said about your club. There's even particular pages just about each Premier League team. I mean, it's fascinating. Right, so let's crack on. So, the script of the season. It's really cool as well. They've got these little things inside, like little pictures and little clip notes and stuff. Obviously, Man City were the champions last year. The question is, who will be the champions next year? Now, I'll be doing my Premier League predictions next week. These are not my predictions. First up, we've got the Premier League, the final standings. We should probably jump straight into that. Bosh! This is the Premier League. Man City to win with 94 points. Less points than last year. 6 points clear, though, of Liverpool. So same top two, according to this document. Tottenham in third, Chelsea in fourth, Arsenal fifth, Man United sixth, level on 66 points. Missing out on Champions League by just 1 point. Fascinating. Everton, Wolves, Leicester, Palace, very high up here, considering they've lost Van Bissaka and probably going to lose Zaha. That surprises me. West Ham in 11th, BT, naughty. Watford, Bournemouth, Southampton, Villa, stay up. Brighton, Burnley, bottom three, Newcastle. Very interesting. Norwich and Sheffield United. So 2 of the promoted teams to go back down. The main takeaways here. Man City equal English football's all-time record of 3 consecutive titles. Only other, there's a little annotation here. I don't know if you can see it, a little note. It says only other 3-in-a-row winners, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United and Huddersfield. Liverpool become the second team in history to complete 3 consecutive Premier League seasons unbeaten at home. So if you skip to the back, it actually has every single result from each game week. So the reason they know, for example, that Liverpool have become the second team in history to remain unbeaten at home is because they've predicted every single game. No Manchester United side has ever lost more games in a single Premier League season than what's going to happen in this upcoming season, 2019-20, according to this. Norwich are the first team to be relegated from the Premier League on 5 separate occasions. Sorry, Norwich. Okay, what else we got? Ooh, next page is the Golden Boot. Nice little picture next to it, which is of Mohamed Salah, because they believe Mohamed Salah is going to be the Golden Boot winner for the 3rd year in a row, which is a joint record. No one else has done it 4 years in a row. They think Salah is going to get 29 goals, Kane on 24, Aubameyang and Aguero level on 23, Sterling 17, Lacazette 16. So obviously they're only going off previous data. There's not any new additions to the Premier League in there. We all know Sebastian Haller of West Ham is going to get 50 goals. We all know that. What else we got here? That's obviously not going to happen, by the way, guys. And just in case you think I'm being serious, I know he's not going to get 50 goals. 60. Harry Kane is now the joint 10th top goal scorer in Premier League history. He'll be up to 149 after this season's complete, apparently. That's very doable. Kane to get 24, I think, could definitely happen. I think Jamie Vardy's going to get 10 goals, okay. Playmaker Award. They've even done the assists, guys. This is fascinating. You've really got to check out the link in the description if you want to see all this data yourself. I really recommend it. It makes great reading, particularly for Raheem Sterling. They've said Raheem Sterling's going to get 13 assists, be the top assist getter. Iwobi, Bernardo Silva, and Ozil and Alexander-Arnold all level on 11. I don't think Ozil's going to get 11. Now, the reason they've given Iwobi the second joint highest assists for the year, which seems like a bit of a random one, if you skip forward to the Arsenal page here, they've said that last season, Iwobi recorded the 6th highest expected assists per 90. Only Hazard and 4 Man City players were better. Basically, they're saying that he had a lot of expected assists, didn't actually get them maybe through bad finishing. So they think he's going to get good assists this year. They've given him 11, which is very high. I know I've got a bit of stick in the past for criticising Ozil. I think since I made my Payet versus Ozil video quite a few years ago, more people have got on board with the fact that Ozil's not as good as he's cracked up to be, or at least not as effective as he is believed to be. I don't think he's going to get 11 assists next season. Sorry, but I just don't see it. Golden Gloves. They've got Man City keeping the most clean sheets. Picture of Edison there, 21. Liverpool, 20. So they're going a lot off last season, which makes sense. I think most people, and maybe my predictions video next week, will be focusing on Man City and Liverpool as the 2 top teams. Who will be top, though? You'll have to wait and see, according to me at least. They've got Burnley with the 3rd most clean sheets with 12. West Ham with the 2nd least with 6. How the title race unfolded is fascinating. They actually have Chelsea top for quite a while, and then they drop off. So have they taken into consideration the Chelsea transfer ban? Frank Lampard, new manager to the Premier League, although very experienced Premier League player. After this season, they believe Pep Guardiola will have achieved 3 of the top 5 single season points totals in Premier League history. So obviously 2 seasons ago with 100 points, he got the record. Last season he got 98. And they're saying he's going to get 94 this year, which will be the 5th highest ever. Now, the relegation battle, not looking good for Sheffield United. They think that they're going to have finished all of their last 3 Premier League campaigns with relegation. They came 20th in 1994, 18th in 2007, and I think they're going to come 20th again in 2020. I mean, there's so much stuff in here I could go further into, guys. It's got how the table looked at Christmas. So according to this, Chelsea are going to be top at Christmas halfway through the season, and they'll only be the 8th different team to fail to win the Premier League after being top at Christmas. They've got a Big 6 mini-league, how like the Big 6 did against each other. Man City coming out on top of that. Tottenham and Chelsea doing the worst, only picking up 8 points from the 10 games against the top 6 teams. They've got stuff about local derbies, who wins each derby. They've got who scores the goals, who gets the assists. It's unbelievable. Then you delve further into it. They've got 2 pages on every single Premier League team. So rather than focusing on all of these, because I want you guys to check this out yourself, because I think that there's so much data in here, particularly for the team you support. You'll be fascinated by it. I'm going to skip forward to West Ham, just because it's my team, so we can see what they said about my boys. So West Ham, they break down the season into kind of 4 or 5 sections. The first section is a forge ahead. West Ham's Premier League 2019-20 opener suggests this season is going to be different because we actually draw 0-0 with Man City opening game. Obviously, that is our opening fixture in real life. But then we're going to have a bit of a bad run. We're going to lose to Brighton. We're going to lose our 366th Premier League game, which will mean we have the most defeats in the history of the Premier League, which is kind of a good and a bad thing. Obviously, it's bad to have the most defeats, but it means we've been in the Premier League a long time. There's much worse teams than us that have played in the Premier League. They just didn't stay very long. We're going to lose 3-1 to Bournemouth. We're going to apparently draw. This is how specific this is. We're going to have a 4-4 draw with Arsenal. Sebastian Haller is going to score his first goal in that game. Fornals is going to assist twice and score. Jack Wilshere is going to score the 4th against his old club. Now, that's a very brave prediction, predicting Jack Wilshere to play at all, because we know how injury prone he is. Essentially, we're going to have good points and low points throughout the season. We're going to finish on a little bit of a high, and we're going to get some points getting us to 11th place. So it's pretty similar to last year, to be honest. Little summary, it says, good enough for an 11th place finish. The regression would have been greater if not for Haller's final day winner versus Aston Villa. West Ham have found their most influential attacker since Dimitri Payet, because they're saying that Haller is the first player to score and assist the most league goals for West Ham in a season since Payet. So he's going to be our top assister and top goal scorer. I hope they're right. They reckon Fornals is going to get 5 goals and 4 assists in his debut season. I think he might do better. In general, they've predicted pretty low for the amount of goals we're going to score. And this little chart here shows you exactly where we're going to be in the league at what time. So you can see we go up as high as 6th at one point, but generally we level out around mid-table. So that's fascinating. Let's move forward. Here we go. European competitions. It maps out the Champions League. Shows you who's going to win each knockout game. So it's going to be Madrid against City, Dortmund versus Chelsea, Barca versus Inter, Liverpool versus Salzburg, Bayern Munich versus Atletico Madrid, PSG versus Shakhtar, Juventus versus Valencia, Lyon versus Atalanta. Atalanta are going to get out the group stage of the Champions League. And it's only got Chelsea, City and Liverpool getting out. So that means Tottenham aren't going to get out according to BT. And they have, as you see, the team that's been highlighted here, Real Madrid to win the Champions League, Here's a great stat they've predicted. Zinedine Zidane has never failed to win the UEFA Champions League as a manager in the competition. So maybe they're using his past record to predict a Madrid win. Obviously, they've done a bit of business. They've brought in Jovic, they've brought in Hazard, they've brought in some new defenders as well. They could still have some more business to do. I don't think they're going to win the Champions League again, though. I don't think it's going to happen. Not straight away. Bit of a rebuild job to be done there. Lionel Messi is going to become the first player to score 10 hat-tricks in the UEFA Champions League era, finishing with 11 in total. Sergio Aguero is going to overtake Didier Drogba to become the top goal scorer for English clubs in the UEFA Champions League with 38 goals. The detail's amazing, guys. He reckons the final is going to be Real Madrid versus Bayern Munich, and Real Madrid are going to win 3-2. It's got a picture of Zidane being lofted by Real Madrid players there as well. It gives us a one-page overview on all of the performances of the Final Four Champions League teams, which is going to be Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Juventus, and Real Madrid, according to this. Europa League, it maps out as well, and it has Spurs winning another All-English final. So we didn't get an All-English final in the Champions League, according to BT, but we get Tottenham versus Man United in the Europa League final. Tottenham dropping out of the Champions League group stage into the Europa League, beating Man United 1-0 in the final, beating Leipzig in the semi-final. Napoli looks like on extra time or penalties in the quarters, and they're going to beat Wolves in the round of 16, 6-2 on aggregate. So specific. It will mean no English team has won the UEFA Cup or Europa League more times than Tottenham. Now at the end it has a kind of disclaimer, because let's face it, this could be completely wrong. This could be completely inaccurate. None of this could happen. But generally, my belief in stats is that as a rule of thumb, it will be not far off. I don't think the Premier League will be a million miles away. It will be fascinating to compare my predictions to the BT Sport script predictions at the end of the season. I will do that. When I do my reaction to video, I'll get this back up and we'll have a look. In general, though, I think they'll be fairly accurate. The problem is they can't allow for things like new signings that haven't happened yet. Injuries are huge. Managerial changes. It's interesting that it points out stuff as well, like the fact that this is going to be the first Premier League season with VAR introduced. And that changes a lot, particularly how many penalties are given. The 2014 World Cup had 13 penalties awarded. That was without VAR. The 2018 World Cup had 29. That's more than double. It's a 123% increase. So we could see a lot more penalties in the Premier League next year. It's also going to be the first year with a mid-season player break. So in February, we're going to see teams kind of split across 2 weeks, have a weekend off, which is going to give them a 10-day rest period. What will that mean? Could affect teams' momentum, but will mean that hopefully there's less injuries and we're seeing them hit their peak at the end of the season. Ultimately, it finishes by saying, our script lays out a compelling story of an incredible season, but every script, no matter how well researched, structured and plotted, is subject to the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. Couldn't have said it better myself. What it also goes on to say is not only how they've made this script, which is really interesting, but it also talks about how it's going to keep learning. They've set up this data or this software, if you like, that predicts these things, and they're going to put all the info that happens in this season into it in real time. So it will be always learning, machine learning they call it, and always improving. Because it's a human sport though, with so many variables, you'll never get a prediction mechanic that just gets it completely right. You might be able to get some very interesting information out of it though. Then it finishes with every single result from every single game week in the Premier League. And that's it. And that is the BT Sport script of the season for the 2019-20 season. The big headlines: Man City to win the league again. Liverpool to finish second again. Newcastle, Norwich and Sheffield United to be relegated. What do you guys think about this, guys? Let me know in the comments below. You're going to see my predictions very soon. I always wait a little bit longer because I want to see what transfers are going to be done. I think there's still some massive transfers to be done. And there's going to be another video on the channel tomorrow talking just about those transfers. I know, no videos for ages, then two come along at once, like a London bus. But yeah, let me know what you think of the predictions, what you think about how they've predicted your team to finish. Check out the link in the description to see all of this lovely data. Do you believe in data? I know some of you do more than others. Statistics can be used to a certain extent. They're not the whole thing. You can't run a whole team or plan a whole season off statistics. But I think, personally, they can really help. I look at a lot of stats of #United players. I keep as many as possible. And I think they do inform certain decisions. And I do actually applaud BT on putting this out there. I think it's a really cool idea. Creates a lot of discussion and conversation and debate, which is what football's all about. So hope to see this again next season. Thank you to them for sending it to me and let me have a look at it. I love these little things when they come in little boxes and stuff. You know, I like a bit of production value. So yeah, drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe for more. Hope you're excited about the new Premier League season, guys. I cannot wait. I'll see you in another video soon. Until then, don't go changing.